The world of football is constantly evolving, and with each new generation comes a fresh crop of young stars ready to take the game by storm. These young players are not only incredibly talented, but they are also full of potential and ambition. In this video, we will take a look at some of the most exciting young stars in football today and explore what they'd bring to the game. Number 10. Diogo Costa. As you might expect, a 23-year-old is not a wonder kid. Diogo Costa is one of Europe's most promising young goalkeepers, therefore we want to highlight him. Costa joined FC Porto in 2011. His big break with the Dragons came after 50 games for the Portuguese 2nd Division B squad. His first season as Sergio Canseco's first choice came last season. The Swiss-born stopper has gone from strength to strength this season, conceding only 10 in the Liga Portugal, a record only matched by Benfica, and maintaining a strong 74% save rate that rises to 79% in the Champions League, where Porto faces Inter Milan in the last 16. He also made the World Cup quarterfinals after replacing Ruth Patricia as Portugal's number 1. Who knows how high Castor will go in 2023. Number 9. Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall is an 18-year-old Chelsea first-team player, which is rare. The teenager has made 3 appearances for Chelsea, starting at center-back against non-league Chesterfield in the FA Cup and delivering an assist in a 5-on-1 rampage. He's played on the left side of the fence and the left wing, but he's primarily a central midfielder and has played most for the under-20s in his 2 years with them. Graham Potter, who permanently added the England under-19 international to the first team, likes his versatility. His back-to-back League Cup and Premier League starts on the left flank against Manchester City and Newcastle United were not throwaway. He shined against the Magpies and hasn't played since getting on the bench, but expect to see him more this year. Number 8. Garan COBOL. Garan COBOL's inclusion on this list is a little miracle. Born in Egypt to South Sudanese refugees from civil war, Cole arrived in Australia as a refugee at 1 year old in 2005 after being identified at youth level. He joined Central Coast Mariners in early 2021 and scored on his Australian Cup debut in December. He didn't make his league debut until April 2022, and Coyle marked the occasion with a goal just 5 minutes after coming on. Fast forward to the end of the year, and the 18-year-old had 6 goals for the Mariners in 630 minutes of action, featured in the A-League All-Star game against Barcelona, and was part of Australia's World Cup squad, almost scoring a last-minute equalizer as the Sixers were knocked out by eventual champions Argentina. Fans in England will. Number 7. Destiny Udogie. The 20-year-old Sierra Youth International left defense or left wing back Destiny joined Tottenham Hotspur on a £15 million contract last summer after shining for Surrey outside Eden AZ in his debut season of meaningful first-team action, playing 35 matches for Lezerbret and scoring 9 goals. He ranks 3rd among his teammates but top among teenagers in Syria regardless of position in 21-22. He has 2 goals and 1 assist in the first third since returning to the Italian club on loan. Doges can defend, still making roughly 4 tackles and interceptions for Syria's 7th best predicted goals against squad. He has all the tools to become a star, and with Paris reaching 34 next month and Antonio Conte unsure on Ryan Sesame, expect many Premier League this year. Number 6. Enzo Laffi. Enzo Liv, the young Frenchman, was linked with Newcastle, West Ham, and Leicester as recently as November. And while there has been little talk of a move in January, he will almost certainly be in demand by the summer as a versatile, agile midfield metronome. Instead of going ahead, Laffi often retreats. Going into the current season, he's averaging 3.1 tackles per 90, 1.8 completed dribbles, and 5.7 passes into the final third. His Liga goal total was 11, but he added 6 already. Halle in 70 FE matches sits 5th in Europe's top 5 leagues for tackles and 7th for important passes. Not surprisingly, his days with Lorient were numbered. Domestic rivals Rennes and a number of German clubs tried to sign him last summer, but Lefebvre chose to stay. There is even talk that his contract will be extended beyond its 2023 expiration date, but lamer, Lou will know the player of Lefebvre's talent needs to test himself at a higher level. Number 5. Nico Williams. Williams may be a Bilbao legend, but his younger brother Nico is becoming a star. The 20-year-old featured 40 times last season at San Mamés, but only managed 1,600 minutes in total. He's almost eclipsed that in half the appearances so far this season. The tricky right winger has scored his first La Liga goals and was called up to the Spain squad ahead of the World Cup. He played in every game during the Iraq was underwhelming month in Qatar. Liverpool, the teenagers wanted by Man United and Real Madrid, but his €50 million release clause is deterring them. Nico at half that figure, already matching Yankees' valuation despite 8-year age gap, is unlikely to match his older brother's 250 consecutive La Liga appearances. Nico may surpass Jackie's influence and talent on the pitch wherever he ends up due to his potential. Number 4. Evan Ferguson. Evan Ferguson, though a team has been noticed for nearly 5 years. The 14-year-old Irishman debuted in senior football in summer 2019. After making his competitive debut for Bohemians against Chelsea in a friendly in January 2021, Ville turned down Liverpool to join Brighton, where he scored 19 goals and made the World Cup, an injury to Danny Welbeck. The 6-foot striker scored in the Seagulls' loss to Arsenal and then scored and assisted in a win over Everton. Ferguson, who made his international debut in November, is averaging a goal every 50 minutes since crossing the Irish Sea 2 years ago under Roberto. Brighton's penalty area has become more potent. According to the current trend, Evan Ferguson may lead the line. Number 3. Javi Simmons. We've promoted Jeremy Simmons as a superstar for so long that it's easy to forget he's a youngster. That document left Barcelona at 16 in 2019. After failing to make a dozen games in 3 years with PSG, he joined PSV Eindhoven on a free transfer and became one of the Eridivisie's top league players in 4 months. Simmons has 8 goals and 4 assists. Only former teammate Cody Gakpo could top both figures. This makes the teenager a leader, and aside from scoring 3 goals a game, he was locked in a battle for the title with old foes Ajax and Feyenoord. Now a full international, having made his debut for the Netherlands at the World Cup, more pressure will fall on him after GAC left. Simmons has a repurchase clause with PSV for €4 million, a bargain if he stays on track. PS will also be watching. Number 2. Giorgio Scalvini. How does Atalanta persist? They keep adding quality young players to their first team, such Giorgio Scalvini. Centre-back turned 90 in December, but jump year is already erratic. The 6'5" defender has made 29 appearances for Gasperini despite his youth. Vimy is swift and agile. He's been compared to former Bergamo player Alessandro B.S. Tibonai for his defensive prowess, averaging 2.8 tackles and interceptions per 90. Vimy has 3 Italy caps and is being pursued by Milan and Manchester City. 4 of Atlanta's 12 greatest sales have been centre-backs, including a record €50 million from Spurs for Christian Romero last summer. Scalbinis are already pushing €30 million before the January window. Perhaps another defender will join this list. Number 1. Endrick. If Endrick wasn't famous 6 months ago, you probably know him now. The Palmyra kid debuted last year to scouts from around the world. After scoring a goal in an under-20 event, the 15-year-old was compared to Mario and Ronaldo. After hundreds of youth goals, Rick signed with the Vet Owl last summer, aged 16. This wasn't to tie him down long-term, but to ensure a decent fee if they sell the prodigy. Real Madrid now have a deal in place with the club and player that will see Rick join Las Bankers on his 18th birthday, July 2024. He has 3 goals in 300 minutes for Palmyra in his brief career, raising the question of how much damage Endrick can cause before joining Madrid. He's certainly got the potential to break records. That's it for today's video. If you find this video helpful, let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.